Hello, everybody. Welcome to Remember Who You Really Are, our show here at Awake TV, and we are very happy to be with you for another episode.
Namaste to all of you. Thank you, and we are very happy to be together with all of you all over the world.
It's a new year, it's a new beginning, and it has been an eventful 2020 and a new cycle that starts 2021.
We actually had a wonderful end of year meditation, traditionally already in the School of the Heart, when we were more than 200 people from all over the world, 2 different sessions. And we actually talk about this year, 2021. We are talking about the most important step that we have to do, the purification of the heart. Very important step, right? That meditation in December helped in achieving this very important spiritual step for humanity. And we had a lot of people that they got the recording of the meditation afterwards, and we still have it there, I think, till February or March for those of you who want to experience this very important meditation for this year. Basically, we are almost in the middle of Awake TV, our School of the Heart show. Remember Who You Really Are, episode number 5. We had a couple of esteemed guests here, and we are very happy beginning of this year to have this discussion, and in the end Agati will give us a wonderful heart imagery exercise for beginning of this year. I really wanted, and that happened last year actually, to approach an important subject, and it is about emotions, tears during the meditation. A very interesting thing happened actually during our 12/12 event in December, the last meditation, and the fear meditation, when I felt this powerful emotion, these feelings in my heart, right, regarding so many souls that they already move in the other dimension during all this situation that happened all over the world, and tears started to go over my face, and it was very interesting, the reaction of the participants. They sent me a lot of messages after this wonderful meditation. It was for them it was a surprise, and but in reality I cry a lot, especially during my prayers. When I connect with God, tears continuously are falling on my face, and but I could sense, and that's the reason I really wanted to start this year with this pretty delicate subject, because it's also it's deep inside of us, educational how we educate our children. One of the elders from Mount Athos said that we are emotionally handicapped, which means we lost the power to express ourselves, especially men. Especially men. So for women, I think it's, what do you think about it?
For women, maybe it has been more socially accepted that you might be more sensitive, and it wasn't as much criticized as for men. But we are coming from a society and cultures that they say to men, you know, you have to be strong, you shouldn't cry, and which means that all these emotions are being bottled up inside, right? It's not that you don't experience them. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, or, you know, it doesn't matter your sex, you will still experience a huge range of emotions. So I think depending on, I believe cultural plays a lot of, you know, a big role on how we express ourselves, whether we allow ourselves to do so or not. But I agree that emotion-wise, as a society, as humanity, we are filtering ourselves so much that we do not allow and accept all the things that we are feeling. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a victim of your feelings, right? But in order to release them, you have to acknowledge them. You have to see them. You have to allow the energy to move through you in order to continue your journey without bottling up all the emotions, which usually, you know, are a reflection of actions, which are a reflection of, you know, your perspective of certain events. So
I mean, I sometimes I am surprised, I would say, during our workshops about, I would say, the incapacity of some of us to express ourselves to each other, right? And we have so many, you know, in a way, private discussions, and we receive so many messages, emails, and messages on Facebook about, you know, husbands, they don't know how to relate to their wives, right? Parents, they don't know how to relate to their children, right? Their kids. So this, all this starts actually with our relationship within the family, right? And that's important. It's not something educational in a sense that in schools we learn about this, but somehow, and I would say more in the Western part of the world, there is this thing about if you cry or you have tears, it's a weakness. But in spiritual life, there is a step, and we're talking about this year about this purification of the heart. Purification of the heart has different stages, right? But after we manage to go to what we call hardness of the heart, so the heart, due to different reasons, emotional traumas, belief patterns, educational stuff, get this what we call hardness. So when you go in your heart, when your heart softens, basically you cry. It's a reality. It's the softness of the heart comes with, and it's not a cry of suffering. In fact, it's a cry of connection with God. It's a cry of happiness, right?
Release.
Release, right?
In a way of, you know, I understand it. It's like a compassion, right? In a way, like the feeling, the connection with everything that takes over.
Yeah.
And I think one of the important things is about emotions and the way we experience is also about us judging ourselves, and then the moment that we judge ourselves, right, we feel that others are going to judge us because we should or should not display certain types of emotions. So, I mean, imagine as a child, right, you grow up and people are telling your school and is telling, you know, you shouldn't be angry. You are not allowed to be angry here,
suppress
right?
your feelings, right?
So it's not a management of the emotion, but it's a forbidding a certain emotion in a way. If you feel angry, you feel angry. You cannot change the way you feel. In order to change the way you feel, you have to accept and then release the specific emotion in a constructive way, of course, right? But that takes time, that takes practice. If I don't acknowledge that I feel angry, then I will never be able to manage this emotion or release it because I don't do the first step, which is acknowledge and accept, right? And it's the same with if I feel sad about something, if I feel that I don't like something, I can communicate that I don't like something. And that takes a lot of, it's not just self-confidence, it's about knowing yourself and being true to yourself, right? Having a conversation with somebody and realizing that, you know, I don't agree with that, or it's not something that I would like to do, and being open that no, it's not my thing, it's not my type of thing, and maybe it's not the right time for me to do it. Accepting again, right? And communicating that you don't like something or you like something, but being honest with the way we feel. And that comes to what Daniel was saying earlier about the purification of the heart, right? We can never move into a space where we can actually clear and purify our hearts if we keep suppressing everything that we are experiencing. So, and that's what happens when you speak about the tears, right? Of faith, of going into the heart, of experiencing all this. It's also a view of whatever is gathered there, right? Because lots of people, and we've seen this in workshops, whenever we are moving in the heart space, there is a lot of resistance. Why? Because moving in the heart means you have to see things that maybe you sidelined for a very long time in your life because you felt that you couldn't, handle them, it wasn't the right time, and the different things. So purifying the heart means that we need to see these things, and we can see these things, and we can handle seeing these things.
I mean, a human being is not just spirit, right? We need to express our love with our entire being, right? And in all traditions, actually, there is this talk about one heart, right? Unconditional love. How many times during the Sufi dance, people, like people that they told me, that they said last time they were crying when they were like 8, 7, 6 years old. You are 45, 50 or 35 or so. We are talking about you lock yourself for 30 years. It's in that I call hardness of the heart, right? So basically, suddenly they look in the eyes of the other people, and they feel this love, this unconditional love coming, right? And one of the things I want to say, it always impressed me, the capacity of the holy woman and men that I met in my life, right? Lady Anna was crying all the time. She was meditating and she started crying, and first I remember it was 1990. I thought she is in pain, she's suffering, and she explained me afterwards that in fact she was connected with the Holy Spirit. So I said, you were crying because and she said, yes, you will see when you will connect with God, you have tears, right? So you see, you have this amazing sensitivity and beauty for everything around you, right? Dramvalo, how many times during the worship?
He's moved, yeah, he was moved.
Suddenly you see tears in his voice, he had this feeling of love, is so powerful capacity to express, right? Which is clearly a product of deep prayer, deep meditation. It's not something that, and we don't say here, you need to cry. All of us, we should cry now. It's something it's coming from our very being, right? We don't advise you, wherever you are, you have to start crying, because if you start crying, you are going to be a great master. It's not about that, but I really wanted to have this talk because it's such a delicate and sensitive subject all over the world, right? There are different places in the world where if a man is crying, it is considered like an incredible weakness, like something that, it's unbelievable, like low character for that man. And in fact, it's exactly the other way, right? You admit your faults, your shortcomings, your difficulties, your mistakes in life. You see it in your heart. You forgive yourself, and suddenly you have tears because you are happy, right? You connected with God, and you understand that you are all with the divine love, right?
And it could be tears of sadness as well. It could be tears of letting go. It could be tears of grief about something, and it could be any kind of tears. And it's about the acceptance of it, right? It's about noticing whatever is going on inside and allow it to express. Same about, hugging people. And I know we live in, it's a funny time that we live in, but it's so important to touch one another, to hug one another, to have this close contact with people. We are not beings that are, we live in a world, we are a community, we all live together. It's very important for us to also have the human touch, right? I mean, there are tons of scientific research today that shows the hormones that are being released in the body, right? When we touch each other. So, and I know depending on where you are and where you live, there are different, habits, let's say, in regards to that. but it's so important. And I remembered when you were saying about the Sufi dance and hugging, how people are staying, you know, coming together, hugging each other, and just staying in this space, this comfort that you feel, right? And how in these workshops and in this space where you open up, where you let go of your yesterday, if you like, and your tomorrow, and you're just fully there, present, experiencing the moment, the connections that people create are so strong and so deep that they remain, right, connected throughout time. So feeling this kind of connection, being able to communicate maybe things that you never were able to communicate to, you know, family or friends or people you have known your whole life. Why? Because our communication is censored, right? We censor everything. We shouldn't be saying this, we shouldn't be saying that. We, you know, they know us. If something is different, oh, but you're not this way. Why do you behave this way? You know, you're totally different. But maybe I changed, maybe I grew, maybe I learned something more, right? So we always censor our communication. And I think the next step or the change in that comes from us truly accepting ourselves with whatever we think is strong suits or flaws or whatever, because that again is a judgment towards ourselves, but fully accepting ourselves and starting to communicate in a nice way everything that we feel to our partners, to our children, to our parents, to our friends, anybody. And if anybody doesn't like what you're feeling, you can't change what you feel. You have to share it. You can't change if the person doesn't like it. You have to accept that. But then our communication, our relationship grows through that. Our love for ourselves, our love for the people around us are on a base of truth or solid grounds. It's not a pretentious idea that, you know, we both satisfy each other.
Me personal, my experience, I always implore God to just to make order, to help me to make order in my shattered existence, if I can say that. And I always felt that God visited my heart, and I have this love, like so powerful, like it was, I don't know, crushing me. I can't explain it. I had continuously tears of, like, I couldn't take it anymore. It was so powerful. Like I remember what the mystic Teresa de Avila was talking in 1555, right, about prayer of the heart, when she was contemplating her relationship with God, like God being a divine lover, if I can say that, right? And she felt like the you know, when the water goes from the river in a place where it's completely drought and it's dry and it's coming this torrent of water, she felt this torrent of love, like taking her away all over. She felt she dissolved in the hands of God. And once she said, God, I can't, she tears continuously, days were going down, and she said, I cannot, I can't take it. It's too much, it's crushing me, this huge love, right? So sometimes in our existence we experience divine love so powerful that you just feel you and entire world filled with love, and you express this love, right? Tears, experience of grace, divine light, very powerful. The knowledge of God, right?
It's, I guess, that's where we are going, right? That's I don't want to, it's not the goal, but the journey, the inward journey, the connection with God, with divinity, is when you arrive at what you're describing, or what, so many saints have described, and mystics around the world, right? About the unification with divinity, with God, with oneness, and how it changes your whole perception of yourself, existence, and who you are, right? So, and it's true, like, the love that you feel, you're surrounded in this love. You feel this love inside and outside, and it's just a current that just takes you away, and it makes everything that, it makes everything have a purpose, if you like. You realize the idea of why you are here and what you're here to realize. And it's a journey. There are steps on this journey. And that's the other thing, that it's a journey of letting go. I think lots of people are striving towards something, maybe striving towards that. It's a flow. Letting go, taking everything step by step. That's how you open your heart. That's how you cleanse your heart. That's how you experience, right? God. That's how you become one with God. It's not I'm going to do it today, or I need to do it tomorrow, right? And I think these years that we are going through are very important years, because there is this assistance, if you like, to pushing all the energies, to helping us coming closer and closer to this experience of oneness, right? Of divine, of the divine inside of us. So it's I think we said it in the end of the year workshop, right? That we all chose to be here, to experience all this, to accelerate, if you like, the process of this experience. And we're all ready to do so. We are all ready to face anything that we are so afraid of facing. We can handle everything that comes, because we are co-creators in this world. And the moment that we become conscious co-creators, that's when we can actually create something better for ourselves, for the whole humanity.
So before Agati is doing this wonderful exercise, last thing I wanted to say, I would say your tears are a sacred gift, my personal opinion. And you should not be ashamed of expressing your feelings of unconditional love, of compassion, grateful, reconnection with who you really are, right? And the tears that you have are an expression of all these wonderful sacred gifts, right? And it is a sacred gift, right? I really believe that we have this capacity to express ourselves. We are laughing, we are crying, and it's a wonderful capacity that we have to use it, and we can do it without judging. If our children are crying, our friends are crying, It's a wonderful experience that we are going through, and we have to see it like that.
Of course, anything that we're going through is how it needs to be, right? And yeah.
Wonderful. So we are ready for this beautiful exercise. Agati is going to do a wonderful heart imagery exercise with us. For this, you will need, as usually, a mask.
So if you have a mask, that would be the best. We're going to do a heart imagery exercise together. So as always, if you have a mask, it's very good to wear a mask. And then you sit up straight and you close your eyes. And we start inhaling and exhaling slowly. We breathe in and out slowly. We inhale to the count of 5 or 6. We exhale to the count of 5 or 6. Notice how your breath is flowing in and out of your body. Notice how with each breath your face is relaxing. Your shoulders are relaxing. Your hips are relaxing. Your whole body is relaxed, and at the same time your spine is straight. With each breath that you take, you go into a deeper state of relaxation. If you have any thoughts, that's fine. You just bring your attention back to your breath. And we take 3 long inhalations, exhaling long and slow from our mouth. With every exhalation, you let go of all the worries, all the problems, anything you do not need anymore. You see a white mist coming out of your mouth with each exhalation, carrying away everything that you do not need. And now, you see your body like a big house. Your body looks like a big, beautiful house any way that you like it to be. Maybe with a beautiful garden around, with trees and flowers. And this house has different levels, different floors. You are on the top floor of this house, in the room of the brain. You see yourself in this room, this tiny, tiny you, a speck of light, located there at the top room of this house, at the room of the brain. Feel this space. You can look around, feel whatever is around you. sense whatever is around you. I feel dark, and it's fine. In front of you, you see a staircase that goes down to the area of your heart. You start going towards the staircase with your intention and attention. You go close to this staircase and you start going down the steps. Step by step, you go down this staircase. You might notice things around you. Might notice the railing of the staircase. You continue going down, step by step, until you reach the area of your heart. You're almost down the staircase, just a couple of steps left. Now, at the bottom of the staircase, towards your left, there is a big, beautiful door. This is the door of your heart. Open this door and step inside your heart. Remember to close the door behind you. Breathe in the energy of the heart. Breathe in the openness and the expansion that you are when you're in your heart. With each breath, feel this life force energy, prana, flowing through your body. Regenerating your body, filling it up with energy and vitality. And now see yourself that you are again a child. See yourself as a child. Playing, singing, dancing, crying, enjoying wholeheartedly all the little things that you are doing. Now, see, sense, and feel the world around you as a child. See, sense, and feel this child in the adult body you are in today. Feel again the same playfulness, same singing, dancing, crying, enjoying inside of your body today.
How do you feel? Notice what you want to keep from this. What makes your heart sing? Create an intention to keep this feeling, sensation, experience in your life. Breathe out one time. Now see yourself again in a child's body. Notice yourself when you were learning new things, learning to walk, to speak, to jump, all new, and you, fearless in every endeavor. If you would get hurt, you would get up, maybe cry a bit, clean your clothes from dust or mud, and start again. Notice the loving persistence in exploring your new life. See, sense, and feel again this child in the adult body you are in today. Feel again the same loving persistence when you are learning something new, when you fail, when you try. See yourself getting up, cleaning up your clothes and trying again. With a heart full of love for the exploration of this life. Feel again the same embrace for life's experiences without judging them or yourself. Breathe out one time. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and you can even write the experiences, the feelings, the images that you had during this heart imagery exercise.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Wonderful exercise. Thank you. We love you.
We love you.
We wish you 2021 filled with tears of happiness and divine love.
Namaste.